talking about making rivers on a custom map. And so looking at our map, we have a couple of rivers already created. There are one, two, three already created. I want to do a fourth one. Now, the key here is let's just take a look around the map as to what good locations are for rivers. The snow, bad for rivers. Nothing spawns on them. I could put a river up here where this, at the top middle where this road is, but you'd have to do an amazing amount of work to mess with the road and the railway in order for a river to run underneath it. And I'm not trying to do that kind of work. Um, if you notice, I could probably put one here, but this is too close to the power plant, and also it's probably very hilly right there. I did choose to put one here, so let's go check it out. You'll notice I have the prevent building cubes already around it. Let's turn those off. Show volumes, and here's the river. So this is one of the ones I created. It's got a decent little, opening mouth into it. And then it's nice and smooth. And it actually has a little bit of elevation. It goes up and it starts from here and then flows that way. You can actually see the water is actually flowing that way there. You can see it better that way. That rock is definitely larger than the standard rock that gets put there. Let's go look at another river that I made. Again, as we look around, we could probably put one over here, but let's see. Definitely not going to flow through the middle of a little mountain there, but you could make it start down here and then it could go up along here along this path. That would be fine if you needed to shoehorn one in there. I don't need to shoehorn one. Harbor, stay away from harbor, the front and the back end. There's just it's the ship that goes in and out in the harbor itself becomes PvP. It's just not a good thing. This was a good spot for a river. Again, all my rivers kind of have a little S to them. They're rarely straight. Here's another one. This one's in the jungle biome. Again, we're just taking a look at how to make the river. Well, good places for the river at this moment. We're gonna get to making a river here in just a second. And that's it. There's definitely a wider river. If you notice, this one's much wider. That one's much wider than this one. These are skinnier. And we'll go over that in just a second. You could put another river on this island here. You can put one over here. You can put one over here. Um, but we're not going to. These are good places for players to actually build. And so we're going to put another one right in here because we're going to try to put it right alongside, sort of parallel with this road here. Not too close, though. Putting rivers too close to things like roads and railroads will cause all kinds of nasty problems. That's like saying you want to put a river near a cave system. This is a cave system. Let's say you put a river going beside it. Your river is going to cut into this cave system, or you're going to put a prevent building cube down, and it's going to prevent them from building in part of that cave. Ask me how I know. So we're going to go over and put one here. We can make the mouth of it start anywhere between here and all the way down here. This, I'm assuming, is an entrance for an underground tunnel or a well or a ziggurat. It's a monument. It's a little monument. We don't want to put it there. So let's go check this area out. So here's the area from above. Definitely, I can already see where the river's gonna go. I'm gonna leave this rock over here. Someone can build there. It's gonna start right here, right? There's a little tree clearing. I'm gonna put it right there, and then it's probably gonna go to the right, and then it's gonna come to the left, and then it's gonna go to the right again. It's exactly what we're gonna do. All right, so let's pop down here, right in these clearing of trees. This isn't completely flat. Nobody cares. It's a video game, not reality. So we're gonna do paths, river, create new path. Now, I'm not going to explain a lot of the why. I'm just going to give you all the steps that I do. I'm going to take the 0. All of these nodes are numbered. That's 0. Here's 1. And here's 2. And I'll put it like right up here on shore. So 0 goes in the water a little ways. 1 goes just barely inside the water, just barely. 2 goes up on the shore a little bit. And then what we're going to do is we're only going to put down 3 more points. 6 points to my rivers, okay? We're going to fly up here a little bit. We're going to hit Control D, which copies that last point because that's what was selected, and we're going to drag it over there. And then we're going to go Control D again, and we're going to drag that one over here. A little bit shorter. So the first distance between here and here is longer than the next distance. And then we're going to make this one like this, a little bit shorter. Hit Control D again, and then we're going to make this one even shorter. Now, right now, that just looks like a big old Z. Kind of hard to see, but it goes from here to here to here to here. All right, let's get into it. This part's going to go by relatively quick. Pick any point. We're going to reverse the path first. So pick any point down here in the transfer tool. So after you pick your point, hit Control A to select all of them. Now go to your transform tool, Bezier, change them all. Click off of them like this, and then click back on it and go auto align and then reset. All right. So we're going to go to the other end, and we're just going to make sure that it did do that for all of them. And it kind of didn't. So Control All again, click Bezier, auto, and reset. All right. There we go. Now what we're going to do is we're basically going to go straight down the line and click everything, but we need to change these numbers first. So the question is, do we want a skinnier or a fatter river? The skinnier one for me is 30. The fatter one is 40. Let's make it 35. Let's split the difference. And then the outer padding, I think, is something like 8. This is 24. 41, and then we'll leave the rest. And then we're going to go ahead and say apply, 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 spawn, finish editing, and close. Now let's go down here and look at the mouth of the river. Make sure it looks somewhat natural. There's an issue over here on the right. We'll go ahead and take care of that right now. Terrain tool, raise lower, 0.01 is the opacity. The size doesn't matter, but I want it on this softer brush here. Actually, a little bit harder. No, I'll keep it soft. Make it a tiny bit larger. And now we can go over here and very slowly and carefully just drag and just sort of paint over this and raise this land up over here. That's all we're doing, just raising to get rid of that. It's very soft and gentle. There, it's gone. Now you don't see the edge of it anymore. It looks somewhat natural, right? All right, now we got a lot of floating rocks. We'll deal with those. Trees in the way, anvils. It looks good though. It's a good looking river, even though it goes up and then it flows back down again, so it defies gravity. That's okay. Here is the source. It says source. That's not just a rock. You can't delete that. Don't do that. We're going to clear out some of this area. Get rid of some of these rocks around here. Some of these. Going to leave that big one in the back. We'll get rid of that one. Just clean up some of these rocks. There's still a lot of stuff here. A lot of clutter. I like for my rivers to be a little bit freer. Yeah, I'm deleting shit in the background. This. Get rid of that. What's this? This looks like one of the, yeah, I want to use this. So we can use this one. You'll see how it's shaped there. We could use this one. Oh no, let's use this one instead. We're going to drag this one over here instead. So let's go ahead and delete this. Now I'm going to start using a series of keys that are Control W, Control E, and Control R. Control W is the arrows like you see it. Control E is to rotate, something like that. And Control R is the sizing of it, so we can make it smaller. So we can make a little miniature version of it like that. And then we can Control W, move it over here. Control E to rotate it a little more. Control W to drop it down. Pull it back. Where's that? It's all right here. This doesn't look too bad. Make sure all the edges are underground. Get this tree out of here. Just drag it out of the way. You'll see me grab things from this little white point here. And what that does is kind of snaps to the terrain, kind of keeps it there. Careful, because if you do things like this, you can put it really far away, like it's putting it grids and grids and grids away now. So just drop it there. I like to move any trees that are too close, just move them away. Again, grab the bottom. So if a tree is actually under the ground a little bit, like that one, if you grab that point again, it snaps it back up. So trees, we can delete that one. We can move this one. I usually opt to delete more than move because it doesn't need to be that crowded. This one, I'll just move over here. There's room. This, I'll just delete that one. This one I'll move. There's a little spot right there for it. This one I'll delete. These I'll move back a little bit. This one I'll just delete. That one I'll delete. This is so arbitrary. It's whatever you're feeling. Now we got to get rid of all of these floating rocks. And to be honest with you, I like to just delete them. I like to get rid of them. Now, I've done this a few times. I've also messed this up. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how you can really mess up your entire map. Let's turn off the water real fast. Oh, there's more. So you turn off the water, you can see what's underneath. Let's get rid of that. This. Get rid of all these. I'm just clicking and deleting. Now you can take this and just move it down, or you can take it and move it around, and you can see if it's below. But the textures it adds after it renders everything, all this stuff is irrelevant. All right. So here's the mouth. It looks good. There's something right there. Delete that. All right, we're just gonna fly along this thing and see what's here and get rid of stuff. Just again, clicking and deleting. You certainly don't have to do as much as I'm doing. Like some of this stuff no one's gonna see. It'll be underwater, but I'll know it's there. Like I can see a rock right there. And I think that's it. Now, what don't you want to do? Things like this. That, you don't want to do that. You just highlighted a whole bunch of stuff. The problem is that, there it is. Underground tunnels. You can click that from here. And if you click delete, it will delete it. You can click that one. So imagine you're up here. You can technically, look, I can select that from above ground. See what I did? And if you accidentally click that and hit delete and it wasn't a rock, you have just deleted a large section of underground tunnel. Don't do that. I've done it. It's a pain in the ass to fix. I think the last time I did it, the fix was just to block off the other ends so that people didn't fall into the map. That's kind of it. Look at it from above. See how it's nice and curvy. Let's add the water back. Let's put volumes back so we can see it. What's this? Why does it look like that? Oh, this is fine. It's a little shallow right there. That's fine. If we wanted to, we can make it a little deeper. Again, I would just go and use the terrain tool, raise lower. Here it says hold Alt to invert. So I would just make this brush a little bit smaller. Hold Alt to invert. And see how this is raised right here? I can lower it a little bit, just get it down. And that's it. No smoothing tool, nothing like that. This is just real soft. Now there's a little dip there. And if we take our finger off the Alt, it'll raise it back up a little. And that's it. That's it. We're just nudging things along. All right. That's your river. Boom. Prefab list, prevent building cube, grab one, drop it. Was it Control R? Let's make it a little bit bigger. Let's make it longer, make it wider. Control E, let's rotate it. I like to put it so it's in line with this first leg. Let's move it up. We can certainly make it longer this way. We want to cover the edges enough where things spawn. If you play the game, you kind of know where things spawn. I just want to go a little bit beyond that. So there's that. And then we can go, the green one is up and down, so go up. And we want to bring it up just so that it clears. Oh no, that's scale. We don't want to do that. Sorry, W. Bring it up and then bring it back down so that it's, all right, breaks the plane. Now hit Control D, that copies it, and I can drag another one over here and put it right there. That's way too big, so Control R, let's scale it down, bring it down. Let's, oops, let's hit Control W, let's move it up and then down. Actually, it needs to be longer. I'm fiddling with things now. Now hit Control D again. We'll bring this one over here. Control E. Rotate this so that it's going along the river like that. Control W. And something like that, right? That's kind of it. That's it. There's a little gap right there. I'm not going to worry about that. It's not that big of a deal. If you want, just scale it up a little bit and it'll get it. All right, that river looks really good. And we used a little miniature version of the rock. I think those are cute. I'm not gonna lie. That's a river. Now this no build sticks out pretty far into the water. It feels a little annoying. So let's shorten it up and let's move it that way a little more. There we go. That's fine. Things don't spawn as far as like pumpkins and wheat and that doesn't spawn on these edges and in the water. I just want to make sure people aren't building on these things so that they're blocking off resources. I think that's it for a river. All right, well, that's Rivers by Alaric from Reforged. Hope you enjoyed it. I made this river with 6 points, and she looks good. Let's look at the overhead view. I mean, a lot of my rivers look the same. Just got a little, they jogs one way then the other way, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right. This one, they're all right, left, right. I've made some straight ones, especially if you were to put one like up here. You might be very straight, but try to put a little character into it. And that's all. Peace.